Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Coach Charlie from the 8 Limbs Academy. How are you today? Today we're going to be working on our rear midline kick. We're going to break it down into two portions. Portion number one is we're going to learn the footwork and the guard in here. Portion number two is we're going to hop on the bags in the next room. Sound good? Cool. It's got to be. So, like I said, the first thing we're going to work is the footwork. When we throw our midline kick, we're going to take our base step. But unlike other base steps, this base step is going to start by pointing 45 degrees. So I'm going to step not very far off of my X, and I'm just going to step 45 degrees so that my toes are facing the direction that I want to kick. This is very important. So what this wants to do is this wants to get my body moving this direction, which is cool. That's what I want. So step, and I want to let my body face that direction. Step, and then go ahead and let your body face that direction. Don't think about stepping to this direction, think about rotating to this direction. Push off your back foot to get there. There we go, that's what we want. And I want you to think about there's an axis that goes from your head out through your butt, and you rotate on that axis upright. Cool. So, the footwork is good. Let's move on to our guard. When I throw my kick, I'm going to start by loading it up, and I'm going to throw my right hand across my body as I step. It's okay for this moment to drop your hand a little bit instead of putting it here. It's okay if it just drops a little bit. So, step, step, good. So now I'm going to face that direction. I'm going to rotate and let my arm come through. So step, rotate. And when I rotate, I want to put my hand right up on my head like I'm answering a telephone. And theoretically, I want to keep my hand up. As I rotate, this gets everything going in the right direction. Now my body is facing my toe. Good. So let's let this arm be a little bit looser, and we throw. I'm going to whip my hand all the way through. So I step, and I throw. So this has everything going in the right direction. We have to think about our leg as a baseball bat. This is the weapon, and our entire body throws the weapon. When we shadow box our midline kick, it doesn't really look like it should when we're hitting pads or hitting bag or when we're sparring. When we throw our midline kick and we shadow box, basically we just kind of throw it up like a rear push kick and just turn our hip over a little bit, right? Yeah, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not great to learn by shadow boxing a midline kick. So now we're going to step over onto the bags. See you in a second. Oh, hey. Welcome to Bagland, 8 Limbs Academy. I was just kicking a bag so hard that I knocked the stuffing out of it. No big deal. So, now that we've learned the footwork, we've also learned the guard, let's actually start throwing our kick. When I throw my kick, I want to make sure that I make contact with a straight leg. When I go to throw the kick, my knee will initially be a little bit bent, but then as the kick whips and I turn my hips over, as I drag my thigh across the kick, I really want to try to straighten out my leg, and I want to hit with my shin, the densest part of my shin right here. So not the toes. My foot will definitely wrap around and hit the back of the bag, but my shin is my weapon that I want to use. Every time I throw my midline kick, I want to remember the axis right here goes through my head and out through my butt, and that's what I turn on. So when I throw my midline kick, I want to step 45 degrees. And by the time I throw my kick, I want my body to be facing the same direction as my toe. Sometimes, often, when I throw my kick, I'm going to let my heel come off the ground and I'm going to pivot through a little bit, but you'll get it. So when I throw my kick, I want my leg to be straight upon impact. When I turn my hips, everything turns over. So, step, kick, back guard. Step, back guard. Step, back guard. Step, back guard. Step, back guard. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna throw this kick and I'm gonna move the camera a whole bunch of different times. I'm gonna start to bring up the pace of my kick so that you can see all the body mechanics happening in real time. Cool? All right, here we go. All right, excellent. Now that you've seen me hit the bag a little bit, we're just gonna finish up with using this foam roller to work a little bit more technique. We're picturing that this is my opponent's rib cage. When you throw a kick, you shouldn't be, it's not a leap of faith, meaning you're not gonna put everything into it so that if you miss, you fall over or you fly off in this direction. You wanna be able to have the control to whiff and be able to pull it right back. At the moment, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and turn our kick all the way through, and then I'm gonna turn my back to my opponent, which I would never wanna do in any situation. So, what I first wanna do is I wanna line my body up directly in the center of this foam roller. So, when I throw my midline kick, what I wanna do is I wanna bring all my speed and power up 45 degrees, and I wanna go through my target, boom, still going 45 degrees. I don't want to try to slice it in half. I want to generate and accelerate through my target, right up through here. And once I get past, my hip turns over and I kind of swing it right back down. Like I said, we should have the control to be able to pull it 45 degrees and then bring it back to our guard. At the moment, I'm not very warmed up. Maybe we'll save that for another time. So, step and open going across your opponent. And by the time my shin turns over and I would be making contact here, my entire body has turned over as well. My guard is nice and tight and my opposite arm is whipped through. So, let's give it a go. All right, so that was our rear midline kick. Hopefully everybody learned a little bit. Just remember, you're gonna be continuing to work on this midline kick until you finish Muay Thai. It's always gonna change, you always get a little bit frustrated, and definitely with every new pad holder, you're gonna have to adjust your kick a little bit, but keep practicing. See you on the mats.